All right, today we're going in and going to handle the children's python. Had this snake for a couple months, maybe 3 months. There he is right there. She has gotten a lot better. Jasmine is what I'm calling this snake now. Let's go in and just see how she is behaving. You can see the snake is very aware of me. And just me opening the door, it sees me. It's got really good eyesight, and the brain power with its eyesight is very keen. So a lot of snakes, you go in and they are sitting and they don't even move. They don't even seem to recognize that anything is the situation is changing until you get your hand up to their head. If I'm 20 feet away walking to it, it sees me, it identifies, it moves its head, it looks, it follows me around. So very, very interesting attribute with this little small children's python. But I'm using this stick just because it's easy to use and it works well with lightweight snakes. Very easy to use. You can extend it out if you think the snake is unhappy and he's going to reach out and try to tag you, or you can have a little bit more strength, a little less flexibility if you don't extend it out as far. But then, if the snake's right here, he potentially can get your finger. So just yesterday or the day before, I was reaching into him, just trying to hurry this up. I couldn't find this right away. Went in and yep, he tagged me right there, and not a big deal. A little bit of blood, and it's just a little tender here. A couple days later, just these little 2 marks right here. It's just a little tender. When I grab things, I just feel like there's something wrong with my hand, and that's the reason why I don't like being bit on my hands. But we'll pull him out now. As you can see, if I come in, usually he's really quick to turn around. And if I come over here, he's really quick to turn around. I come over here with my hand, and he's quick to turn around. From just what I've seen, I mean, if I don't care of being bit, then yes, I could just reach in and get him, and he's highly likely that he's going to reach out and bite me. It's not bad. It's not traumatic. It doesn't hurt, but it's just not fun. Just depending on who you are. Easy if I have this around, just pull this out and I can just go in and pick him up, and he's a lot less likely to reach out and try to bite me. And then once I just pick him up with this, he's a lot easier to hold, and he can still reach out and get me, thinking that it's feeding time. But once I usually grab him, he's actually pretty good, and then he does not bite me. He's kind of wedged in here. But let's pull him out. All right. And then I just kind of use the snake hook to support him, but he's got a bunch of dirt on him. He has become pretty tame. So before, for the first couple of months that I had him, no matter what you did with this snake, you were going to get bit over and over and over and struck at over and over and over, no matter what. So now, when I pull him out, but the telltale sign that he's going to reach out and touch you is that when he coils up his head and then kind of pulls back, that automatically means, yep, if you go to him, towards him, you're gonna get bit on the fingers, or bit on the thumb, or bit on the palm. And I'm really happy that I got him, even though I'm having to spend a lot of time taming this little snake down. Again, the children's pythons don't get over about 3 feet long, and this guy is or girl is about 2 feet long. Wasn't a 8-inch, 9-inch, 10-inch snake. Being 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, 7 months, so more about a year or maybe even a year and a half old. One thing I'm going to try to do is maybe feed this snake a little less, because I'm feeding him about every 5 days. And I think maybe I need to go maybe 7 or 8 days, because the snake has got some decent weight for a small snake. But the snake is a lot better with both of my hands. I can have him in one hand and come up and touch him now with the other hand. And I don't necessarily, he doesn't get upset between the two hands as much. So we're making progress. And the snake likes to go outside and be in the sun, in the wind, or the outside air. I think that calms him down a lot. One thing that I just want to mention is that when I sit on my bed and I watch TV, and the TV is one that I have is a 40-inch TV, so it's not super big, and it's probably 10 to 12 feet away, so it's not super close, so it's not a large screen. But when different things come up on the screen, the snake turns around and watches and gets upset, if it's different scenes or different colors on the screen, or something else that's happening that I'm not aware of. But the snake will immediately turn around, freeze up, get into that S curve like he's going to strike, and he'll watch the TV. And there's movement on the TV, and he will strike at the TV, even though the TV is not close, like again, 10, 12 feet away. And so that's how apprehensive this snake can get. Then after a couple of minutes, we'll forget whatever upset him, or whatever has upset him has gone away, and then he'll just go back to cruising around and not being defensive. So I don't know, man. It's kind of like it's a mental disorder, a neurological or mental disorder with this snake. It's just something that I'm learning, seeing, and I'm just going to have to deal with maybe with this little snake. Most of the snakes that are in the pet stores are little bitty newborn snakes, and then people buy those, and then people hang on to those snakes for the rest of their lives. Why a snake was bought as a baby and then returned and then put back into the stores and shipped around is just kind of a big red flag, kind of. Why unless someone was just unhappy with him and traded him back in, or asked for a refund, is something to just kind of think about. Why do snakes get traded in? Maybe the owner gets too old and can't care for the snakes or the lizards anymore. That's one scenario. Or a young person buys them, a 12, 13, 14-year-old. They have them for a couple of years, or then they go off to college, or they move and they can't take the snake, from the mother's house to the father's house because the family's divorced, and the father says, or the mother says, no way we're having a snake in the house. And so the snake's got to find a new home. That's another potential. I just don't know. I wish I knew more history about this children's python, because she is a really, really cool snake. It's just, I wish I had more history on this little girl, but really inquisitive. I like this about this little children's python. Plus two, I have to have a little bit more respect for this snake because of its ability to reach out and bite you. So it means that I have to be a little bit more alert and a little more attentive, and be a little more careful in handling this snake. So that is a little more interesting to me, rather than just having, a little string bean in your hand that is just so easy to deal with. You just get really relaxed, and some of the excitement's gone, versus a snake that you have to kind of be on your toes, and, at any given moment can change personalities, and you got to be able to shift how you're handling them. So we've had a good interaction today. I'm going to put Jasmine back. And sometimes Jasmine acts like she doesn't want to go back in her terrarium, that she's enjoying being out. And that's a cool aspect of the snake, that likes being out and having some social, being held. Put her back in here. She is going to be fed probably tomorrow. I think that'll be about 7 days. I think this snake's got a pretty healthy weight for being only, 22, 23, 24 inches long. All right, thanks for viewing. Check back for more videos. Bye-bye.